The small KFC on the corner of a busy Ohio street was just another fast food stop. Until that evening, the familiar hum of customers enjoying crispy chicken filled the air. Employees moved quickly behind the counter, taking orders, refilling drinks, wiping tables. It was an ordinary night. Then the door swung open. The entire restaurant fell silent. Standing at the entrance, dressed in a crisp suit and carrying an unmistakable air of confidence, was President Donald Trump. Gasps rippled through the room. Phone shot up, recording. Whispers spread. Why was the President of the United States standing in a small-town KFC? Trump walked forward, stepped up to the counter, and said something that left everyone speechless. 23-year-old Zoria Belmont, exhausted from a long shift, found herself staring straight at him. Hello, sir. Welcome to KFC. What can I get for you? She asked, her voice trembling as she tried to stay professional. Trump glanced at the menu, then turned to the person standing behind him. I'll have exactly what she's ordering, he said with a smile. And make it two. Zoria hesitated. So, she hasn't ordered yet. Trump nodded. I know. Let's wait. The room grew completely quiet as people turned to look at the elderly woman behind him. She clutched a worn purse with frail hands, startled by the sudden attention. Oh, I was just going to get a small meal, she said softly. Nothing fancy. Trump shook his head. Get what you really want. My treat. Her lips quivered. Why you're buying my meal? Absolutely, Trump replied. And I'll have the same. Tears welled in her eyes. I haven't had a full meal in days, she admitted. Zoria felt a lump rise in her throat as she rang up the order. 2 full meals, sides, and drinks. As Trump handed over his credit card, the restaurant buzzed. This wasn't a campaign stop. This was something different. Trump carried the tray himself and gestured toward a table. Please, sit with me. Still stunned, the woman nodded. I'm Margaret, she said quietly. I used to be a teacher. Trump leaned forward. Tell me about that. I taught for 40 years, Margaret said with a sigh. But my savings ran out. Medical bills took everything. Trump frowned. No one who's given their life to education should struggle like this. From behind the counter, Zoria listened, feeling something shift inside her. The entire restaurant hung on every word. Then Trump did something no one expected. He reached into his jacket and pulled out a checkbook. Margaret's eyes widened. What are you doing? I don't believe in handouts, Trump said calmly, but I do believe in second chances. He wrote for a moment, tore off the check, and slid it across the table. Margaret's hands trembled as she looked down. $10,000. Gasps echoed through the restaurant. Zoria nearly dropped the tray. I can't accept this, Margaret whispered. Trump smiled. You've earned it. You taught kids for 40 years. Now let us take care of you. Tears streamed down her face. Thank you so much. Trump stood and turned to the stunned crowd. This isn't about politics, he said. It's about people. We have to take care of one another. That's what makes America great. Applause erupted. Even skeptics were moved. Then Trump scanned the room. Who here needs a meal? At first, no one moved. Then, slowly, hands went up. Single parents, exhausted workers, an elderly veteran in the corner. Trump nodded. Zoria, ring them up. It's on me. The air crackled with emotion. This wasn't just dinner. It was dignity. Zoria's hands shook as she rang up order after order, handing meals to people who clearly needed them. A young mother whispered, God bless you. An older man murmured, haven't had a hot meal in weeks. Trump personally handed out each tray, not for cameras, not for votes, but simply because he could. Then he turned to Zoria. What's your dream? He asked. She blinked, caught off guard. My dream. You've been working hard all night, he said. What do you really want to do? She hesitated. I wanted to go to college. But money's tight. What would you study? Engineering, she whispered. But I had to drop out. Trump reached into his jacket again. Zoria breath caught as he pulled out another check. $5,000. Gasps filled the room. I believe in investing in people who work hard, Trump said. Use this for school. Tears filled Zoria's eyes. I don't know what to say. In the weeks that followed, the story spread like wildfire. Videos went viral. News outlets picked it up. Margaret used the money to get back on her feet, inspiring a local charity to create a fund for struggling seniors. Zoria re-enrolled in college, determined to build a better future. Witnesses began paying for strangers' meals, donating to shelters, and checking on elderly neighbors. One night, one meal, one act of kindness. Sometimes the smallest moments create the biggest waves. Days later, Zoria sat at home, flipping through her old engineering textbooks, the check still feeling unreal in her hands. Her phone rang. Hello, she answered. Is it Zoria Belmont? A deep voice asked. Yes, who's this? This is Donald Trump. Zoria nearly dropped her phone. Arrett heard a knock at her door. When she opened it, she gasped. Standing there was a group of former students. An older man stepped forward. Miss Margaret, you were the best teacher we ever had. We saw what you did for others, and we wanted to do something for you. A young woman held out an envelope. It's to help with your medical expenses. Margaret's hands trembled. I don't know what to say. You already did, another student said softly. You taught us that kindness matters. Margaret wept. At a press conference a month later, Trump was asked about the KFC story. He nodded. I didn't do it for headlines. I did it because that's what we should all be doing, helping one another. A reporter asked, What's your message to the American people? Trump leaned forward. Look around you. Someone near you is struggling. Someone near you needs help. Be the person who steps up. Be the person who changes their life. The challenge was set. Across the country, people accepted it. Acts of kindness surged. Social media filled with stories of generosity. A businessman in Texas paid off school lunch debts. A woman in California started a free tutoring program. A retired veteran in Florida fixed cars for struggling single mothers. The hashtag #HashBeTheChange trended for weeks. Margaret watched it all unfold and smiled. One night, one meal, and now thousands of lives were being touched. 4 years later, Zoria walked across the stage in her graduation cap and gown. She had done it. As she held her diploma, her phone buzzed. Proud of you. Never stop dreaming. Donald J. Trump. Tears filled her eyes. He hadn't forgotten her. She looked out at her classmates and whispered, Now it's my turn to make a difference. Her journey wasn't over. It was just beginning. 1 year later, in the mailroom of the Trump Organization, an assistant opened an envelope. Inside was a handwritten letter. Dear Mr. Trump, you changed my life. Because of you, I became an engineer. Because of you, I started a scholarship fund. And because of you, I will never stop paying it forward. Forever grateful. Zoria Belmont. The letter was placed on Trump's desk. When he read it, he simply smiled. Years passed, but the story of that night at the KFC never faded, because kindness, once sparked, never dies. Zoria went on to help countless others. Margaret continued to inspire. The world kept changing, and it all began with one small act of generosity. One meal, one moment, one choice to make a difference. Because you never know how much a single act of kindness can change the world.